15-Minute Mondays, your kickstart to week high-energy 15-minute episode on the Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Daniel Greg Johnson. Let's get right into it. Hello everybody, welcome back on the Success Blueprint. I hope you had a fantastic weekend and that you checked out the recent episodes. We have uploaded episode 104, which makes 2 years of the Success Blueprint. Thank you very much for all your support. I hope that you are looking forward to this week. We are going to keep this short and sweet and get right into it. Team dysfunctions, why a lack of purpose will stifle your team's success and how to fix it. A quick one, oversight. Remember, if you want to know more about team coaching, reach out to me on DM. Podcast episode description always has my contact details, or reach out on social media via email, and I can tell you how I can help to bring your team to peak performance and fix team dysfunctions. What if I told you the single greatest threat to your team's success isn't the lack of talent, resources, or even time? It's the soul-crushing void of purpose. This silent killer drains morale, engagement, and innovation from even the most talented teams. Stick with me for the next 15 minutes and I'll uncover the invisible forces holding your team back and give you the actionable tools to turn things around. So what's the hidden cost of a purposeless team? Picture this, you've assembled an all-star team. They're sharp, skilled, and dedicated on paper. Yet instead of delivering groundbreaking results, they disengaged, uninspired, and quietly counting the hours until the workday ends. So what's wrong? Well, the answer might not be obvious, but it's painfully simple. They lack a clear purpose. Purpose is more than just a buzzword. It's the driving force that turns ordinary teams into extraordinary ones. It's what transforms just another task into work that matters. Without purpose, even the most talented team will lose direction, and no amount of pep talks or perks can fix this. So today I want to explore with you the devastating effects of a lack of purpose, why even high-performing teams are at risk of burnout without it, and share a proven 5-step formula to ignite purpose and unlock your team's full potential. So this episode is for leaders, managers, and anyone responsible for inspiring others. By the end, you'll not only understand the power of purpose, but have the tools to instill it into your team today. So what's the deeper meaning? Why purpose matters more than ever? Let's break it down. Purpose isn't just a philosophical idea, it's a practical necessity. A team without purpose is like a ship without a rudder. Sure, it can move, but it drifts aimlessly at the mercy of external forces. So now imagine this ship in a storm. Without direction, it's destined to capsize. This is what happens when teams lack purpose. Stress mounts, burnout takes over, and talented individuals jump ship. Let me tell you a small story. A while ago, I worked with a company that seemed to have it all. Top-tier talent, unlimited resources, and ambitious goals. But behind closed doors, things were falling apart. Turnover was sky high and morale was at rock bottom. The problem wasn't laziness or incompetence. It was a complete lack of alignment. Employees didn't understand how their daily work connected to the company's broader mission. It wasn't until leadership defined and communicated a clear purpose that things began to change. And within months, engagement soared, profits climbed, and eventually turnover plummeted. This isn't an isolated case. Research shows that purpose-driven teams are more engaged, more innovative, and more profitable. In fact, organizations with a strong sense of purpose outperform their peers by a staggering 42%. I have turned teams around like that. I've done this in the last couple of months a few times. It pays off, and it will not only reflect in bottom line, but also in sustained growth, sustainable team efforts, and work. What's the cost of purpose deficiency? A lack of purpose doesn't just affect team performance. It takes a toll on the individuals within. Here's how it shows up and how you will detect it in your team if you keep your eyes open. Burnout and disengagement. When employees don't see the value in their work, it feels meaningless. This leads to exhaustion, apathy, and eventually burnout. Second one, high turnover. Talented individuals want to feel that their work matters. If they don't find purpose in their current role, they leave for one that offers it. Number three, stifled innovation. Purpose sparks creativity. Without it, employees do the bare minimum, sticking to the status quo. And number four, misaligned goals. A team without purpose often lacks clarity. Efforts become fragmented and progress slows to crawl. If any of this sounds familiar, don't you worry, you're not alone. Recognizing the problem is the first step towards solving it. So what can we learn? The signs of purpose. It's important. You need to listen to this carefully. Here's why purpose is so powerful. It taps into intrinsic motivation, the internal drive to do something because it's meaningful. Intrinsic motivation is what makes people go above and beyond. Not because they told to, but because they want to. And that's what you want to achieve in your team. Think about the most fulfilling moments in your own career. Chances are they weren't about hitting quotas or meeting deadlines. They were about making an impact, solving a meaningful problem, or contributing to something bigger than yourself. That's the power of purpose. Let me share 5 steps how purpose can fix your team. Number 1, define a clear mission. Anchor the why. Purpose starts with clarity. Your team needs to understand why their work matters. Ask yourself, what is the ultimate impact of our work? How does it improve lives, solve problems, or contribute to the world? Example, if you are leading a marketing team, your purpose isn't just to sell products. It might be to empower customers to live healthier, happier lives through our solutions. That would be something. So what actions can you take? Host a team meeting to co-create a purpose statement that resonates with everyone. I've done this in the past a couple of times and it works miracles. Number 2, communicate purpose consistently. A mission statement is useless if it sits in a drawer. Purpose must be woven into the fabric of your team's culture. Start meetings with a reminder of how current projects align with the mission. Share stories of impact. For example, how did your product or service improve a customer's life? And how do you get that action going? Create a purpose dashboard that highlights stories, testimonials, and progress toward mission-driven goals. Number 3, foster ownership. Purpose is most powerful when it's personal. Help your team see themselves as co-owners of the mission. During one-on-ones, ask team members how they see their role contributing to the bigger picture. Give employees the autonomy to innovate within their roles. And one tip for that, a pro tip, empower your team to set individual purpose statements. For example, my purpose is to make our customers feel valued through exceptional service. Number 4, celebrate wins aligned with purpose. Recognize it isn't just about results, it's about the right results. Celebrate achievements that align with the team's purpose. Instead of saying, great job hitting your numbers, say, your work this quarter helped us make a real difference for our customers. And here's how. Highlight stories of how the team's work impacts real people. And an action step for this, create a purpose wall where team members can share their proudest moments and their alignment with the mission. Number 5, diagnose and remove barriers. Sometimes purpose gets buried under bureaucracy, unclear goals, or toxic dynamics. It's your job to uncover and address these roadblocks. Regularly ask your team what's getting in the way of your ability to connect with our mission. Ask good questions. Adopt a coaching mindset. Be proactive about removing obstacles, whether there are systemic issues or interpersonal conflicts. One action step for this, schedule monthly barrier-busting sessions to identify and resolve issues holding your team back. And what's the payoff? The transformation that awaits. When you ignite purpose within your team, the results are nothing short of transformational. And here's what you can expect. Engagement soars. Employees show up energized and ready to give their best. Innovation flourishes. Purpose-driven teams take creative risks and solve problems in new ways. Retention improves. Talented individuals stay because they feel their work matters. Results multiply. Purpose doesn't just feel good, it drives measurable success. Imagine leading a team that's not just meeting expectations but exceeds them. Imagine walking into a room where people are excited, inspired, and aligned around a shared mission. That's what happens when purpose becomes your superpower. Let me give you some final thoughts and your next step. Purpose isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's the difference between a team that merely survives and one that thrives. So here's your challenge. This week, take one step to infuse purpose into your leadership. Define your team's why. Share a story that connects their work to the mission. You need help? Well, let's connect. DM me on Instagram @MindWorksCoaching, and let's work together to transform your team into a purpose-driven powerhouse. My call to action for you: if you feel inspired, share this episode with a leader who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe to the 15-Minute Mondays for more actionable insights every week. And together, let's build teams that thrive. And with the subscription, you get notifications of the new episodes. Don't just leave it there. Share it with someone. Copy the link to the episode and send it to someone that could do with it, or share the episode or podcast link in general that takes you to the Success Blueprint with someone that you think could benefit from the podcast. And then again, don't just be motivated. Listen to this episode multiple times, make notes, write something down, take action, turn motivation into intention and then actionable steps so that you can really leverage the maximum output of this episode. I hope that you liked it and enjoyed it. Please subscribe, leave a comment, send me suggestions, and I hope to have you back here soon on the 15-Minute Monday, the Success Blueprint. This was Daniel Craig Johnson, your host, with my promise: I'll be back. Take care, tribe.